Hello, community of grace. This is Gerard Lowry. I'm at the Presbyterian Center in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm here for meetings, and I'm actually meeting in the building of the Presbyterian Center in the chapel in the sanctuary. It's a sanctuary or a chapel worship space just like any other. There are pews, there are hymnals, people gather here to worship and sing and pray. You will notice there's something a bit different. And behind me, you'll see the wooden doors, the entranceway for this space. It's actually a beautiful wooden structure with a dove descending, almost representing that Pentecost moment. But I'm gathering here and I want to talk to you a bit because there are some, not necessarily at Community of Grace, but there are some within the church who envision this space, who envision Louisville and the Presbyterian Center and the General Assembly as if it were a higher church, a higher form of church, maybe even a purer or more holy form or brand of church than what we do on Sundays at Community of Grace. And it's really not. It's not a higher form. The center is not like the Vatican, and the General Assembly is not like the conclave, and we don't have a pope, as in there's a purer or more holy form or expression of faith when we get together here in Louisville or when we gather for the General Assembly. But what we are is a broader expression of faith. What we say when we gather together on Sunday mornings at Community of Grace is that we're coming to share our testimony. We're coming to share our stories, our experiences of faith, the good, the bad, the successes, the failures, but we come to share that together with other believers. And when we gather here at the center or when we go to the General Assembly, what we are sharing is just a broader expansion of those same faith stories. There was an old hymn that says, I love to tell the story of Jesus and his love. And that story is different for everyone based upon their experiences, based upon where they live, based upon who they are. But it's the same story. And when we come together, we come to share that story. Whenever I go to meetings like this, I always wear my Utah hat. And I wear the Utah hat not because I'm championing the University of Utah over, say, BYU or any other school, but I remind myself and I want to inform those that I meet that I'm telling the story of faith from my context, the story of faith from people in the Synod of the Rocky Mountains, the story of faith from people within the Presbytery of Utah, the story of faith from Community of Grace and the faithful that live in Sandy. I'm telling your story. I'm telling our story, how we share the gospel and the good news, how we struggle with that, how we, and in ways that we succeed in sharing the good news. So friends, I want you to please pray for the broader church. Pray for people all over the world who struggle to live faithfully as we do in Sandy. There's a board here in the chapel, and I turn around to let you see it, but it's filled with sticky notes and messages of prayer concerns. I'm looking at a prayer concern from a church in Bethany, which is in Columbus, Ohio, from the Village in Nashville, Tennessee, a prayer concern from, it looks like, the Synod of Puerto Rico, from all over the world. So brothers and sisters, as we pray each day, as we prepare ourselves for the celebration of Palm Sunday on this coming Sunday, let us also be in prayer for our brothers and sisters around the world who struggle just like we do to tell that old story of Jesus and God's love. God bless.